from one of the loudest venues in the NFL. There's a look at Arrowhead Stadium here in Kansas City. Tonight, we're on to week 2 in the NFL season as we've got a good one here between the Los Angeles Chargers and the Kansas City Chiefs. The final weekend of the summer. Hope you're enjoying it wherever you are as we are off and running on EA Sports. Fielded right around the 8. And no alley to be found. The coverage was solid, and he's dropped at the 18. Herbert to throw right away. That's complete to the tight end, Everett. And he goes nowhere. He'll lose yardage back at the 17. It'll go as a loss of a yard on the game's first play. Second down. This defense, Charles, really played well in that win a week ago.
But we certainly had a nice conversation with the defensive coordinator, didn't we? And what we heard, I like what we did, but we definitely need more pressure on the quarterback this week.
Looking to throw again on second down. Herbert. That's complete to Austin Eckler, the running back. And he's got it past the 30 before he's hit and dropped. Give him 15 yards on that one and a Charger first down.
And they'll use him out in the backfield and sometimes quite a bit. They're just trying to get him touches any way they can. 4 catches a week ago. There's another one right there.
From the 32 now, here's 1st and 10. Herbert now. Finds the open man, it's Mike Williams. And he'll have it past midfield almost to the 40 before being taken down. So now 1st and 10 in Chiefs territory at the 42-yard line. Again, Herbert. And incomplete on the deep ball.
And not a common sight, at least on this drive. A momentary setback, though, for this passing game that has been moving well this series. Good thing for them, though. Still 2 more downs to connect and try and pick up another first down.
So now 2nd and 10 after the incompletion on first down. Now here's a defensive timeout called by the Chiefs. They'll have 2 remaining as we step aside here in this first quarter. They'll run for the first time with Austin Eckler. They do get a couple, but they'll be left staring at a 3rd and 8 coming up. They'll be in search of 8 yards here as they hope to convert the first down. Play action this time for Justin Herbert. It's incomplete. Took a shot, couldn't connect.
They are such a talented team at defending the perimeter and taking away throws to the outside. Great confidence, great skill.
Here we go on 4th. Herbert. And it's incomplete. They cannot convert, and they turn it over. The 4th down play doesn't work for the Chargers. And this defense holds on the night's opening drive. get a delay. Good starting field position for them as they come up 1st and 10 at the 40. To throw, it's Mahomes.
Now a swing pass. It's Edwards-Helaire.
And he's going to be out of bounds right at midfield. It'll go as a gain of 10 and a Kansas City first down.
Charles, Thursday night game, I think a lot of teams probably say shrink the playbook somewhat. Is that correct?
I think you're right about that because you just don't have the amount of time that you have in a normal week to put in a full playbook. So as you said, you shrink the playbook, pick out the plays that work best for you. You know what else you're looking for? Who are the freshest guys coming off the last game to play on a Thursday night? Guys have a little extra pep in their step. You go to them early and often.
Throwing again on 2nd down. Mahomes. And he's got his man in stride, complete.
And he's going to be marked down just inside the 35. The Chiefs are 1-0 on the year following the win in Week 1, and they were able to get that road victory in the opener. Now they look to get to 2-0 in front of the home crowd.
And look, any road win in the NFL, that's huge. But when you do it Week 1, that gets you pointed in the right direction and sends notice to the rest of the league that you mean business.
Again, they'll throw with Mahomes. Oh, hit as he throws there, incomplete.
Well, they've been back on their heels a little bit here on this drive, but a chance to exhale just a little bit there with incompletion on 1st down. Now they have to gear up, try and get 2 more stops, and escape this drive.
From the 24, they'll go again on 2nd and 10. Now Mahomes. And he comes back with one complete. And he's brought to the ground with another 1st down at the Chargers' 13-yard line. Operating from the red zone now, Mahomes. It fights him off. And he just throws this one away. Smart decision here this close to the end zone, and it brings up 2nd down.
They certainly thought they had him surrounded and probably thought they were going to get him on the ground and get the sack, but he was able to elude that. And even though it threw it incomplete downfield, if you're a defensive back, you're loving the pressure that you're seeing from your front.
Now it's Mahomes again. Steps away to his left. And he just chucked that one out of bounds, out of everyone's reach. Maybe a wise call not to take a sack in this part of the field. It brings up 3rd down. This offense was on the move. Now 2 straight incompletions have them looking at 3rd and 10. Mahomes now to throw. And this time he's got the hook up. It's complete.
And the Chiefs are going to have 1st and goal as they try to finish off this drive with 6 points.
Working from the gun, Mahomes. Escaping the pressure right. And he'll just throw this one over in the way of the security crew. Incomplete here.
This is where good coaching and execution come into play because down this close, you absolutely don't want to turn it over. Good job keeping that in mind as he escaped, bought time, and decided throwing it away was his best option.
And in for the Chiefs touchdown.
Noah Gray.
His first touchdown here of the new campaign.
And the Chiefs will claim the early lead as they're on the board first here tonight. Extra point by Butker is on target.
And it's now a 7-0 game. Now after the touchdown, here's Butker on to kick it away.
Fielded just outside the goal line. And his guys will get the football right at the 20-yard line.
The Charger drive about to get going.
Losers in the season opener on Sunday. They get that quick turnaround 96 hours later. Here we go. They're back at it. And I've got to think, especially early in the year, that's a good thing for these guys, is it not?
It absolutely is, and we've seen it many times demonstrated over the years. Teams have a rough opening game, have to play the Thursday game. That quick turnaround allows them to go ahead and throw the other game out, focus on the new one, and typically they play much better in game two. So I would agree with you totally on that.
After one, 7-0 on EA Sports.
So from the 36 now, 1st and 10. This is a counter play. Eckler. And he'll grab a gain of 5 out of this up to the 41-yard line. After the pickup of 5, here's 2nd and 5. Here's Herbert. And the Chiefs are going to get him. He couldn't get away. He'll wind up losing a dozen yards, a 12-yard loss, and it brings up 3rd. Now on 3rd and long, they'll look to throw. And that is incomplete.
Looks like a second empty possession to start the game, and certainly not the way you want to start when you're coming off of a loss last week. Every team talks about starting fast. They're hoping on their next possession, it can be a delayed fast start and get them going.
Here's Hardman to return.
That's going to go in the books as a 55-yard punt. Well done. And it's Chiefs football. 1st and 10. The Chiefs offense about set to begin this drive.
They come off a victory over the weekend, but now the quick turnaround here for this Thursday night game. How does that affect how teams like this approach these short turnarounds?
Well, wins and losses always factor into, how you're getting ready for the next game. But equally as important when you...
It's caught inside the 25. And all the way in for a Kansas City touchdown. Good start to the season for him. He had the touchdown last week in the opener and a second one in week 2 now.
How about the pace he's already established, right? Not sure he can keep it up for an entire season, but don't burst the bubble because he thinks that he can.
Do guys go into a season with a goal for touchdown scored or yardage? What do you think?
I think every single one of the guys who's going to touch the football, they all have those types of goals. They all have those types of thoughts. And then they just have to see how the season unfolds if they can stay with it.
Unfolding so far so good for him. The Charger drive about to get going.
And they come into this one off the loss over the weekend. But you say if you're going to play a Thursday night game, this is the week to do it.
It certainly is because you get right back out there. You don't have time to dwell on things. And look, your game plan is going to be a little more limited, but so is...
Well, he tries to force it in, and it's intercepted. And the Chiefs are going to take possession of the football.
And when I looked down, he was kind of shaking his head right after he threw that pass. What did you see?
Well, from a defense's perspective, anytime you have your eyes back towards the quarterback, you're in a position to make a play on the ball, whether it's a big-time play by you or an overthrow by the quarterback. You have a much better opportunity.
So after the INT, here's Mahomes. It's a short one here, complete to his tight end.
And he'll be hauled down at about the 30-yard line.
So 1st and 10 now from the 30. Now here's Mahomes. A dump down to McKinnon. And some space here. And they move this all the way down to the 9.
They scored touchdowns on drives 1 and 2, and now they're trying to make it a perfect 3 for 3 to start.
Looking to throw is Mahomes. And he slides and covers up at the end as he's going to be able to pick up decent yardage. 2 of their 3 red zone trips so far they've come up empty on. They'll look to reverse that trend on 2nd and goal. And it's caught. And he gets halfway there from the 4 to the 2 on a gain of 2. This defense hasn't let him in yet. They'll need to stiffen here. 3rd and goal from the 2. Now here's a look for the end zone, but that one's going to wind up incomplete. So they opted to pass for it on 3rd and goal. Let's see what they do on 4th and goal.
Well, I think they threw it with the idea that if they didn't get it, they would go for it on 4th and goal. So they've got another play in their pocket. They're going to have to call it right now. No field goal here.
In motion left, the tight end. They're going to run. It's McKinnon. 2 minutes to play, first half. It's 14-0. A reminder, coming up at halftime, Jonathan Coachman will join us from Orlando with our halftime report. But business to take care of before we get there.
A 2-minute drill before the coach's 2-minute drill.
Here's Eckler to begin the drive. And nothing but green grass here, middle of the field. He's at the 40. Past the 20. And he's finally taken down, but not before he reaches the 14. 91 yards for him on the ground so far tonight as he has been terrific in this first half. A real field flipper there as all of a sudden they've got a first down in the red zone. And he'll get this one down to about the 10-yard line. Not quite the success they had last play. This one goes for 3 yards. Just not a whole lot of room to operate there on that carry.
No, not at all. They did a really nice job staying in their proper places and not allowing any lanes to open up.
On 2nd down, Eckler. And that'll hurt the average a bit as this time they're able to get him behind the line. Now a second timeout called for by the defense, as the stoppage will come with a little under a minute to go in this first half. Going to throw on 3rd down with Herbert. And that is incomplete. Problems on 3rd down so far in this first half. Relatively small sample size, but they're now 0 for 3.
And the average in the league, somewhere around 40% on 3rd down for offenses. So what's the answer to this? Either convert them or don't get to 3rd down in the first place. Get your big chunks of yards on 1st and 2nd down.
Well, the good news, at least they won't take that goose egg into the locker room. Maybe a little something to build on.
Yeah, it hasn't been the greatest of first halves for them, has it? But at least now, as you mentioned, they put some points on the board. And it's been funny in our experience watching games. Sometimes something as little as a field goal can change the fortunes of the team, and they could come out and look real sharp in the second half.
The KC offense out of the huddle, ready for their next drive. And with a 14-3 advantage already, we'll see how much they want to try to push things, if at all. Throwing on 1st down is Mahomes. They're looking for his tight end on the corner. It's complete. And he's going to be out up around the 45-yard line. An ideal beginning of the drive there as they'll get 20 and a first down. Throwing now is Mahomes. And he just gets rid of it. Throws it away. A wise move there. Looked like nobody open. Now 2nd down.
And I can see the officials kind of looking at each other down there, silently wondering, does this meet the level of grounding? Fortunately, he did have a receiver in the area, but I have seen less obvious throwaways called as penalties.
And they're going to get this to about the 44-yard line. The Chiefs quickly now going to use the last of their timeouts as the clock will stop with 34 seconds to go before halftime. Mahomes now on 1st down. He'll get this complete to Kadarius Toney. And he'll be marked down at about the 26-yard line. On 1st down, Mahomes. And he bats it away, and it falls down incomplete.
They had their backs up against the wall a little bit, and they come through by forcing an incompletion. Now they've got to continue to ratchet up the intensity a couple of more times and get off the field before giving up any more yardage.
Mahomes to throw once more. And that is caught for the touchdown, Kansas City. Lawrence Cager in the final seconds of the first half.
And the Chiefs will extend their lead here just before halftime. Extra point by Butker is on target.
And the lead is up to 18 now.
Seconds, all that remain here this first half as the kick gets away. Very short kick taken right at the 20. And it's a pretty good return here as he'll get this up to the 29.
The final shot before the break for Herbert. Oh, he's got a little daylight. And they nearly get this all the way to midfield. Mark him down at the 49. So we reach halftime in what's been a fairly one-sided game so far. As we'll send you down to Orlando, we check in with Jonathan Coachman for our EA Sports Halftime Report. Coach, and we welcome you back now. Alongside Charles Davis, I'm Brandon Gaudin, getting set for quarter number 3 here. Ready for the start of the third quarter. The Chiefs have the lead and set to receive the football.
From way up at the 23.
And he'll be out of bounds across the 25. The Chiefs offense about set to begin this drive.
As this offense takes the field to begin the opening drive of the second half, Charles, remember that first half, good through the air and really all around an outstanding offensive performance.
Absolutely. They reached the end zone several times. The passing game working awfully well, and most importantly, partner,
and they went to the tunnel with a lead. They come back out with that lead.
Absolutely. NFL coaches, we know they're perfectionists in a lot of ways, but they had to like what they saw in that first half.
To throw again on second down, Mahomes. And seeing nowhere to throw, he chucks this one away from harm. Incomplete. Now it's third down. Not his best throw there, but where we sit right now in the third quarter, he's had a pretty good game throwing the football.
He certainly has, and it's not exactly the point where we're doing 4-minute offense yet, but they've got to think about, I'm not going to say milking the clock, but understanding clock management here on out.
And he's got his favorite target yet again. It's complete. Well, that's one way to convert on third down, picking up 26 yards.
This offense really looking polished these first couple of weeks. Here's 1st and 10.
And again, it's Mahomes.
The throw for Tony is intercepted. And the Chargers will take over possession here up at the 44.
Pretty much everything went their way offensively in the first half, but now an interception on the opening drive of the third quarter.
As we know, the key to everything here, don't get careless with the football. The problem is you've got to stay aggressive as well. So where's the line between being aggressive and attacking and being overly aggressive? I think they just crossed it on that one.
126 yards for him on the ground now. He has been a tough man to bring down all night.
On first down, Justin Herbert. Across the formation, he's got a man. That's Allen. And all the way in for a Charger touchdown. Keenan Allen halfway to 100 now with career touchdown number 50.
And the Chargers take the forced turnover on defense and convert it into 6 points.
Extra point good by Hopkins, and it makes the score 21-10. Following the touchdown, Dustin Hopkins will kick it away.
Very short kick taken right at the 20. And a good return as he'll be stopped just shy of the 30-yard line. KC offense out of the huddle, ready for their next drive. Their lead down to 2 scores after the touchdown a moment ago as they start with a 1st and 10.
Slot man moves right. On 1st and 10, here's Mahomes. And his throw's going to be incomplete.
I think he's got to be careful not to force anything into coverage right there. There weren't really any throwing lanes, but the best part for him, he's got 2nd and 3rd down to fall back on.
They'll send a receiver here in motion right. Throwing again on 2nd and 10. Mahomes. He's going to fire one deep, middle of the field. He's got a man, complete. And he takes this into the end zone for a Chiefs touchdown.
Boy, he has been fun to watch throwing the football in this one. It's certainly not fun for that defense, though, Charles. Now up to 4 touchdown passes in this ball game.
Yeah, we're supposed to be neutral, but I'm feeling their pain right now because he has absolutely carved up this secondary. A clinic on how to attack the defense and take them out of the game.
Now after the touchdown, here's Butker on to kick it away. And that'll carry over the back line of the end zone for a touchback. The Charger drive about to get going.
I kind of feel like they've reached a do-or-die point in this game, Charles. If they're going to try to pull off an impressive comeback, it has to start right here, right now.
Yeah, now they've got a final chance to get out of this situation, but they also understand they've got to move the ball and move it fast. In addition, they need to save as much time so they can get 2 more possessions.
Now, meanwhile, here's a 2nd down throw that's knocked away and incomplete.
Another attempt, another incompletion, and when I look at the scoreboard and where we are in this game, it comes to mind that they have to start getting the ball in the hands of their playmakers. Throw it to the guys that maybe can take a short pass and turn it into a long gain or make people miss downfield. They've got to have points, and the guys who can put the ball in the end zone, they're the ones that need to touch the ball.
He rifles one that's intercepted.
And the Chiefs are going to take possession of the football. Well, still down quite a bit here, several scores, but yeah, at least that's a start, Charles, getting the interception here. And look, we're still in the 3rd quarter, so this thing not done yet.
You're right about that, Brandon. This defense, they haven't quit on this game. They stayed with it and got an interception and handed the ball back to their offense. And what you wonder about is a team that just threw that interception, they've got to be careful about developing a sense of complacency and thinking this game is over.
A good start to the drive. Here's that's caught out on the left side. And finally down he goes as they work it inside the 10 to the 7. Mahomes going to throw toward the end zone, but that's going to wind up incomplete.
He did a fine job there of not hitting it before the ball arrived, and I've got to tell you, you can often mistime that play because of the angles of approach. When you're going to get him, sometimes you panic as well and think, I've got to be there right now.
Touchdown! Lawrence Cager, his 2nd touchdown of the game, his 3rd on the year. And the Chiefs take the interception on defense and convert it into 6 points.
Well, I'll tell you what, Charles, I know that you don't put a ton of stock into power rankings and things of that nature, but another score here, and 2 weeks into the season, this is maybe the most impressive team in the NFL. Would you agree?
Well, they've certainly sold me as they've sold you, and I agree with you, no question about it. They won easily last week. They're on their way to another lopsided victory here.
They're definitely a team to be reckoned with, and they are serving notice to the rest of the league.
That's caught at the 1. And he is not going to get in there. He stopped short of the goal line, and the lead is going to stay right where it is. Now after the touchdown, here's Butker on to kick it away.
Fielded right around the 8. And he won't get this to the 20-yard line as he's down at the 19.
The Charger drive about to get going. And here we are almost through 3 quarters of play, and this passing game still has not really found any kind of rhythm.
Put it mildly, because they're not even over 100 yards yet. And in today's NFL, where it's a pass-first league, that is quite surprising. Not many teams patient enough to stick with the run. Everybody wants to advance the ball through the air. They've got to get their timing back.
From all the way up at the 38 now after a good start to the drive.
Meanwhile, Herbert's throw into the hands of his receiver, Guyton. And he'll be taken down, but not before they work this to the 45.
On first down, it's Herbert. He finds his target, Allen.
And he's going to be taken down at the 28-yard line.
And this has been a nice answer to the touchdown drive against them a few minutes ago, because they've come out and reestablished the tempo. A nice throw there, and they're putting together a very strong drive as a response.
Herbert back to the air. Oh, the ball comes out on the hit, but they'll say it's incomplete.
Well, a momentary speed bump there with that throw, partner. The defense had other ideas, and they're trying to mount a small stand before this drive reaches the end zone.
To throw again on second down.
Herbert, he dumps it to Eckler underneath.
Touchdown, Chargers.
Austin Eckler.
His second touchdown on the season.
And the Chargers are able to cut into this deficit here in the final minute of the third.
Getting your back involved, what's the importance there in the passing game?
Well, oftentimes you can create mismatches because who's going to cover him? And you get him into space, which is where he likes to operate with the ball in his hands. Oftentimes makes people miss, gets that run after the catch, and off he goes.
And into the end zone. Following the touchdown, Dustin Hopkins will kick it away.
It's a short kick taken out beyond the 20. And he's up across the 25 and down at the 28.
The Chiefs offense about set to begin this drive. And now you've got the clock winding down here in the third quarter. You're 3 scores to the good. What's your approach on this drive?
Too early to fully commit to playing the clock game. Yet at the same time, you're also not going pell-mell like you would in 2-minute offense. This is what NFL offenses call 4-minute football. Take the clock out of the game a little bit, wind it down, but at the same time, keep advancing the ball down the field.
Mahomes now on first down.
A quick throw knocked away and incomplete.
The incompletion there stops the clock. Any surprise they're throwing here late?
Ordinarily, yes, because you would think enough is enough. They've got plenty of lead, but I've seen this a bunch of times as well. The defense is going to crowd the line of scrimmage. If you just hand it off inside, you're getting your running back popped a lot as well. Sometimes the defense dictates it. If they're going to crowd it, you may have no other choice but to throw it downfield.
Another throw on second down, and this one incomplete as well.
Partner, what we're seeing so far is the defense is certainly coordinated. Both levels doing their jobs in tandem. The back helping the front helping the back. The pressure got home on that last play and forced him to try and throw through contact and short of the sticks.
Throwing is Mahomes on third.
And this pass broken up. Excellent coverage there on third down, as that was not an easy one to hold on to.
Oftentimes when you're losing a game and the team's still throwing with this kind of a lead, you start playing a little more physically. And they took that opportunity right there to be extremely physical and force that incompletion.
Mahomes going to go on fourth down. Wide open receiver complete. And all the way in for a Kansas City touchdown. Lawrence Cager, 45 yards. And the Chiefs are on their way to a 2-0 start.
For a big tight end, he can sure move like a slot receiver when he gets a head of steam going. And as a defensive back, you've got a big decision to make when he's moving like that.
Mahomes will throw for it. And he fires one that's intercepted. Derwin James with a pick. Accelerating, and off he goes. The 20. And he takes it all the way back. It's a pick two, if you will, as head play backfires in a big way.
Well, there's some excitement, right? Go for two, and instead it gets picked off. And how about the return? Give him a lot of credit, though, for not giving up after the play.
Yeah, the troops rallied.
Exactly. Getting back there, making the tackle, and not giving up 2 points themselves.
The Charger drive about to get going.
We said it at halftime that they would need a nearly perfect second half to erase that deficit that they were facing, CD. But unfortunately, the second half has pretty much been a carbon copy of the first.
Yeah, that early lead was almost insurmountable the way their opponent was playing. And, partner, they do have some good news, though. This one is getting close to being over, and they can try and hit the reset button starting tomorrow.
From the 38, Herbert. And a big loss here as he's taken down. The defense rising to the challenge and sending him back on the sand.
But one thing I do know, these guys on defense, they don't want this game to end. They're winning by multiple touchdowns. They've shut down the opposing quarterback in a big way, and they're still picking up sacks as we approach the end of this one.
Now on third and long, they'll look to throw. On Herbert, his third interception. Picked up by Justin Reed. And the Chiefs are going to take possession of the football. That had disaster written all over. You've got a right-handed quarterback, a rolling left, and throwing it pretty far downfield.
It's really difficult to do, to try and get your body twisted around into the proper position and get anything on the ball as you heave it downfield. And that's what it actually turns into, a heave. And that's not really a good throw, is it?
Not good, and we saw the result. So after the INT, here's Mahomes.
That's complete to Tony. And they're going to work this down to about the 32-yard line.
Looking to throw again on second down. Mahomes. Catch is made by Hardman. And he's down into the red zone at the 16 after a gain of 16. First and 10. Shotgun snap to Mahomes. And he's got it. Touchdown, Chiefs. Kadarius Toney, a 16-yard touchdown.
And the Chiefs are looking to make it 2 straight as they add on to this fourth quarter lead.
Looking like they're well on their way to a 2-0 start. All smiles right now on that sideline, isn't it?
As well there should be. It's hard to win a game in the NFL. We hear it all the time. We know that it's difficult. But guess who's smiling? But inside is thinking 24-hour rule, because we're going to have to play again next week.
Boss man.
Oh, without a doubt. The head coach, he wants them to feel good, but at the same time, find a way to keep improving.
Now after the touchdown, here's Butker on to kick it away.
Very short kick taken right at the 20. And a decent return out to the 27-yard line.
The Charger drive about to get going.
Where we stand right now in the fourth quarter, this one pretty much out of reach. And, Charles, I know they're going to be disappointed about several things with this ball game, but the self-inflicted wounds, they've had several turnovers. You would have to think that's going to be something they're going to discuss heavily in the film session in the coming days.
You're absolutely right about that, partner, because they're going to have to sit in that film room and watch every error that they made and figure out how to not do it in the future. And mentally, I think a lot of the guys are already starting to think about, okay, how do we put this behind us and get better for the next time out? This, they'll use as motivation for the rest of the time that they play to hopefully never be in this type of situation again.
Chris Jones on the stop. Just 2 minutes remaining here in the fourth quarter of what has been a one-sided affair. So it's Charger football as we welcome you back from the 2-minute warning.
Here's 2nd and 5 now from the 22.
Herbert now. And that is incomplete. A lot of force bearing down on him there. He could not hang on. It's 3rd down. In need of a conversion on 3rd down. They had the big play to start the drive. Not much sense.
Herbert will give this one to Eckler. 142 yards on the ground for him now as he has gotten better, really, as the night's gone on.
Someone's been having a good game so far, and you know something? A lot of it's been power running. They decided to turn him loose again on 3rd down, didn't they?
They did indeed. He delivered the tough yard. Touchdown!
Austin Eckler,
His 2nd touchdown of the night.
and the Chargers get a small measure of revenge as they cut into this fourth quarter deficit. But CD, you know he's got great options at wide receiver, tight end, but there he looks to the backfield, and it results in a touchdown.
I love how you laid that out. So many options. You maybe forget about some of the ones that you should be covering. And they made them pay with that one, didn't they? You forget about the guys in the backfield, they're eligible too.
And they'll have Herbert try and throw for it.
And he's got it for the 2-point conversion. So they tack on a pair more here to narrow that deficit a bit further. So still lots of work left to do, but here comes the onside kick. And the Chiefs are going to make the recovery. Well, fourth quarter, they felt like they needed the football back. Unfortunately, they couldn't get it.
And I know we brought analytics into the game, and someone has said here that the data says that when a team's expecting an onside kick, 80% of the time, the team expecting it, they do actually recover the ball, which is what we saw here. I just wonder if that number is much more of a anecdotal type of a number. Kind of like when the coaches tell us, well, when you score on special teams, 93% of the time you win the game. I'm still waiting to see that number is empirical.
Throwing on 1st down, but this one winds up to be incomplete. They're still throwing the football here. Now, obviously, the incompletion stops the clock. That's a bad thing.
Feels to me like they're just keeping them honest on defense because you know they're going to stack the line of scrimmage and try and stop any type of a running play. Short little passes may work in exchange of running plays. Keep the clock moving, keep them moving.
I guess you're right. If they can get some 1st downs, just as good as running the football. It's a short one here, complete to the tight end.
And they're going to get this down to about the 17-yard line here.
Mahomes going to throw it here. Firing quickly here, and that's complete.
And they're going to be set up now with the ball at the 13-yard line.
Mahomes to throw on 3rd and 1. Oh, there's that man again. It's complete. And he'll be taken down, but he does have 1st down yardage. Now the offense going to use the first of their timeouts. That'll leave them with 2 remaining. We'll be back after this. They probably don't need to run a play here, but you wonder if they're going to be able to resist on 1st and goal. Now it's Mahomes again. And in for the Chiefs touchdown.
Lawrence Cager
from 8 yards out as his guys are able to push that lead out a bit further.
So it goes from a 3-score to a 4-score lead here in the closing moments of the fourth quarter. And whether they got that bonus touchdown or not, it's been a pretty impressive performance.
And they did it with not much time left. Well, they took what little time was on the clock and used it well, didn't they? Put a real exclamation point on their win with that score. I know we could sit up here and dance around it a little bit, but going for two in this situation, somebody doesn't like someone else. There's no doubt in my mind.
Well, what they couldn't see is you lean back in your chair and you went, yeah, that's not a good decision. They didn't get it, though.
Yeah, I don't think you can just say, well, my kicker's hurt in this spot.
No.
No, okay.
The Charger drive about to get going.
Well, this game, it has had no shortage of offense. They've been able to put up a decent amount of points on this side, Charles. They just have not been able to keep pace with the other offense they're going against here.
Yeah, that's a good way of pointing things out because now it's not a total loss because, as you said, they've scored some points, so there's some plays they can build on, moments where the game plan actually worked. But overall, though, they were just out-personnel. They were going up against a team that's playing at an elite level.
Once again, they'll come up on the 26-yard line, 2nd and 10. Now it's Herbert. And he's taken down, a Chiefs sack. And one of the whistles for timeout. So they'll stop the clock here in a game that's been decided in the closing seconds.
We all know he's one of the better quarterbacks in the league, but definitely not today. His team trailed by multiple touchdowns, and that late sack, just a parting gift from the defense for him to take back to the locker room with him.
Third and long, it's Herbert. That is caught. It's Williams. And they just took a timeout with 2 seconds to go. This one obviously decided. Not sure they needed to take it, but we'll take it with them. Just like that, out of danger and up past the 40 now for 1st and 10. Up the middle with Eckler. And he'll work it across midfield inside the 45.
A higher scoring game, Charles, than we typically see in the National Football League. But fun to watch these offenses. They were really clicking. It seemed like everything that they dialed up worked.
Yeah, it certainly was fun to watch from our perspective. I'd love to be those defensive coaches, though. That wasn't blast for them at all. And let's face it, they all game plan, they all scout, they all think they're prepared. But executing and stopping teams, that's another matter entirely.
So for Kansas City, it's a win here in their home opener as they move to 2-0. And now they'll have a few extra days here before they face Indianapolis next week. Meanwhile, for the Chargers, they'll drop to 0-2. And they'll be on the road next week as they get a date with the Jaguars in Jacksonville.